Hi, I'm Akın or Joaquin from Turkey. I'm a professional tour guide and I make videos about the biblical places mainly in Spanish and Portuguese. In this, my first English video, I want to give you basic information about Patmos and the 7 cities that received the apocalypse in the 1st century AD. I hope it will be useful for all who want to know more about the biblical sites. When this pandemic ends, I will make new videos about the biblical places in English. See you soon. In the eastern Mediterranean Sea are the lands where Christianity was born. Among so many biblical places, we can name Mount Ararat, Jerusalem, Syrian Antioch, and Tarsus, where Paul was born. To the west of this area, between Turkey and Greece today, there is a Greek island. It is the island of Patmos. Today Patmos has 3,000 inhabitants who live mainly in 3 towns. The town of Skala is the island's port. Among the 3 towns, Hora is a favorite with tourists. Most visitors prefer to see 2 main monuments of Patmos: the Orthodox monastery of St. John the Theologian and the Grotto of Apocalypse. It is the place, according to tradition, where John received the revelation of Jesus Christ. Revelation chapter 1 verse 11, which said, "Write on a scroll what you see and send it to the 7 churches, to Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamum, Thyatira, Sardis, Philadelphia, and Laodicea." Thus began the historical journey of the Apocalypse. The first stop of the biblical letter was the capital and the largest city in Roman Asia, Ephesus. Today it's a great open-air museum. Among so many monuments, the most outstanding are the Grand Theater and the Celsius Library. The city of Ephesus is mentioned several times in the Bible, and it was home to Paul for 3 years. The second stop of the Apocalypse was Smyrna, another important city in the Roman Asia. Of the biblical city, only the Agora or the Roman square remained. Now Smyrna, or Izmir in Turkish, is the 3rd largest city in modern-day Turkey. In Smyrna, Polycarp was born, a disciple of John. The third stop was Pergamum, another major city in the Roman Asia and the ancient capital of the Pergamon kingdom. There are some monuments of the biblical city in the Acropolis or in the upper city. Today it is another open-air museum. The monument that many interpret as the throne of Satan, the altar of Zeus, now is in Berlin, Germany. The fourth stop of the biblical ladder was Thyatira. Historically, this city was never important. It was a small city of artisans and guilds. There are few traces of the ancient city, just a piece of a Roman street and some inscriptions. The Roman city is below the modern-day city of Akhisar. The fifth stop of Apocalypse was Sardes, once famous for its wealth. It was the capital of the kingdom of Lydia. It is a kingdom that started using the coin for the first time in the history. Today, among the monuments we visit, the Temple of Artemis, the Roman Bath, and the Old Synagogue are the most outstanding. The large synagogue that could house 1,000 people indicates the strong Jewish presence in the area. The sixth stop of the biblical ladder was Philadelphia. The name of the city means brotherly love. It was founded by a king of Pergamon who loved his brother very much. Philadelphia, like Thyatira, historically has never been a major city. And also like Thyatira in Philadelphia, today there are few remains of the ancient city. Visitors can only see few remains of a 6th century Byzantine church. The last stop of Apocalypse was Laodicea. The ancient city of Laodicea is located in the Lycus River Valley, where there are also two other biblical cities, Hierapolis and Colossae. Hierapolis and Laodicea today are two open-air museums. They have very well preserved Roman remains, but in Colossae, the city of Colossians, there is nothing to visit. there is only a sign. Next to Hierapolis, there is also a wonder of nature, Pamukkale or the Kaden Castle.